Just heard some of the reporting there from Phil. We heard Representative Tlaib say she believes more Democrats are moving to impeachment. Phil talked about the momentum that there was last week. Where do you think that momentum stands today based on your conversations?
Let me just distinguish between impeachment articles, which is an indictment, and impeachment inquiry into whether or not there have been high crimes and misdemeanors against the American Republic and whether we should proceed to articulate the standards and then apply them. I think that there is a lot of momentum towards an impeachment inquiry, and even as people go home over this break, they're hearing more and more from their constituents about it, and every day I think more people are signing on to it. But I think we should be very clear about what they're signing on to. I think that whatever divisions are in the caucus have really been overstated. I think that there's a convergence of view that we need everything on the table at this point, including the 25th Amendment, including the impeachment clause, including speech and debate clause, including the emoluments clause. We have a very unstable, fluid situation with this president who is the most reckless and norm-destroying president of our lifetimes. And we need every tool in the constitutional toolkit on the table in order to respond effectively. And I think that the caucus has maintained a lot of cohesion, a lot of sense of focus and purpose about this, as have millions and millions of American people who are really very anxious about what this president has been doing to our democracy.
When it comes to an impeachment inquiry, which, correct me if I'm wrong, you're in favor of, yes?
Yeah, well, I want it to be on the table, and I think, look, those of us who are on the Judiciary Committee have seen up front, close and personal, tremendous evidence of high crimes and misdemeanors and presidential obstruction of justice, both through the Mueller report, but also through all of the misconduct of the administration since then, when the president made history in a completely unprecedented way by ordering people in the executive branch not to cooperate with Congress, to violate subpoenas, to not turn over evidence. What we're seeing is contempt of Congress being imposed in a systematic and wholesale way by the administration.
So when it comes to this impeachment inquiry, right, and you say you want to have all the options on the table, we know that Speaker Pelosi is not there. She's saying, and I quote, she's not sure that you would get any more information with that. What do you specifically think this impeachment inquiry could bring you in terms of information, and what do you think it would take to convince Speaker Pelosi that that was the right path?
Well, first of all, Speaker Pelosi said this past week that what we are seeing is a presidential cover-up, and that is an impeachable offense. So I don't know how much distance there really is between her and where people are moving on this. But look, the information that we're getting...
Are we misunderstanding what she's saying?
Well,
because she's still come out pretty clearly saying she's not there yet. This is not what you need to focus on.
I think she is correctly pointing out, as the leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, that impeachment always has been, and remains an extraordinary remedy that you only use under extraordinary circumstances. And if it's going to be divisive or polarizing, it should be disfavored. If it's going to be unifying people behind the Constitution and behind the rule of law, then the calculus shifts there. But the point about information is really important. What we're winning on is our Article I power under the Constitution to collect evidence, to engage in fact-finding. So we're winning on the accountants, the Mazars case in the Oversight Committee. We're winning on the Deutsche Bank in financial services and so on. But all of that is just evidence that we're collecting, and it's evidence that pushes us more towards an impeachment inquiry because it's revealing more and more high crimes and misdemeanors. Winning evidentiary skirmishes on their own is not a goal unto itself. All of that is instrumental to get the goods that we need in order to understand the criminality and the lawlessness of the administration.